Instead of roasting a whole chicken, I save time by using chicken thighs and complete a meal all in one pan. Today I'm making my pan roasted chicken thighs with butter beans. Wait until you taste these butter beans. Hey guys, so first to get started, got to take off my ring because I'm prepping some chicken here. I don't want that to get in my ring. So I always tell you, when you are getting ready to saute any protein, you want to take a heavy duty paper towel, dry it really well first. That way it doesn't steam when we go to hit it into the pan and we get that beautiful brown sear. I'm just going to season my chicken with salt and pepper, heat the pan. We want it to be nice and hot before we add the oil, and then begin browning our chicken. All right, our chicken is beautifully seared. Pan is nice and hot. We're gonna add the oil. So the trick to getting that skin to be beautifully crisp and golden inside out, because we don't want it to be undercooked on the inside. We want to heat the oil, heat the pan, medium-low heat. Skin side down, and now we're gonna render the fat on that skin. That way we're cooking the inside of that skin first for about 5 minutes, and then we'll increase the heat after that, get it beautifully crisp for another 4 to 5 minutes, and then that way we have a beautiful crunchy skin. All right, so our chicken is ready. Look how beautifully golden the skin is. Perfect. Beautiful, look at that. So by cooking it slow and rendering the skin fat, initially, medium-low heat for about 5 minutes, what that did was it cooked the inside. And then I cranked up the heat and then just browned the outside. That way we have this beautiful crisp skin. So I just want to flip it, sear it for about 30 seconds, then I'm going to remove it to a plate and then saute our onion and garlic. All right, so we have a lot of extra fat in this pan. So I want to degrease the pan and just return about 2 tablespoons of that oil. Look at that. That is exactly how you want the chicken to look. Beautifully golden. We're going to get that beautiful crisp texture. You won't miss the whole chicken during the week. All right, so now back to medium-low heat. We degreased our pan just a bit. Now the reason why I say medium-low is just to decrease that heat, because it is piping hot and we don't want to burn our onions. So I'm just going to saute our onions, which I went ahead and sliced earlier. Some thyme, so fresh thyme leaves, nothing better than fresh herbs. Then I have some fennel seed. So you could put this in a mortar and pestle, or sometimes I really just like to put it in my palm, take my thumb, and then just break it apart. It just releases that aroma. And this adds such a nice flavor to this dish. About a pinch of salt to season our onions. Now we're just going to saute these until they're tender. Once you feel that the heat has diminished a little bit, just turn it right back up to medium heat. Now, last minute, you want to add the garlic. So garlic sautés really quickly. Once you smell it, you know it's released all its beautiful flavor. It takes you about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Now we're going to deglaze with red wine vinegar, and that'll just clean up the bottom of the pan, all those beautiful little brown bits. So this is going to add tremendous flavor and create a little sauce for us. Happens really quick, so reduce it until it's almost dry. Then our chicken stock. So you want a good quality chicken stock or low sodium chicken broth. So you just want to bring this to a slight little bubble. You want to really bring the temperature up because we are going to finish this into the oven. But before we do that, in goes our butter beans. So these are canned butter beans. I drain them, rinse them. Oh my gosh, if you've never had them, you have to try them. They're so buttery and satisfying because they're nice and hearty. My son loves these. My father loves these. They are so good. All right, we're up to temperature. Now we need to finish cooking the chicken. So in it goes. We're just gonna nestle it right back into this mixture with our butter beans and our onions and our thyme. Our oven is heated at 400 degrees. Put all those juices in there too. We're gonna place it into the oven until the chicken is cooked through, about 12 to 15 minutes. While our chicken's in the oven, now we have to prep our kale. So here I have Tuscan kale, otherwise known as lechinato, and you can find it in basically most of your grocery stores. I got mine from Whole Foods, I've seen it in ShopRite, and what you want to do is remove the stem. So take your leaves, just rip it from the stem. So are the stems edible? Absolutely. I just feel they're a little unpleasant. They have an unpleasant mouthfeel, so I like to get rid of them. And then basically just tear the kale. All right, kale is prepped. Just tear all the leaves, and let's check on our chicken. All right, chicken is out of the oven. Look at that. Looks so delicious. All right, so to finish our kale, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Chicken is totally cooked. We're gonna remove it from the pan so that way we can quickly saute our kale. So back over the heat, medium heat. We're gonna add the kale, then season that kale, a little bit of salt and pepper, and it will wilt down really quickly, about 2 minutes. All right, we are done. So look at that. So now I'm just gonna return the chicken right back into our skillet. So don't even think about it. This is your weeknight delicious go-to meal. Don't even serve it up on a platter. Leave it in the skillet. Just put a hot plate beneath it. Take it right to the table. And don't forget, leave the oven mitt on the handle so you don't grab it. One less thing you have to wash, and that is your easy go-to meal. You've got your beans, you've got your vegetables, you have that delicious comfort food, that chicken. All right, now we gotta taste it. And it's so beautiful. Look at that. We have our great little sauce in there. I gotta tell you, this has been my go-to for a really long time. And sometimes I switch it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll add a little spinach. I've added radicchio, just if you want to change it up. Beautifully golden skin. Perfectly cooked. I'm gonna get one concentrated bite. It's really hot. Don't forget those butter beans. They are heaven. I know, it's just a bean, and I'm gone crazy over a bean, but I'm telling you, they are so creamy and delicious. That skin is deliciously crisped all the way through. This is a great shortcut to the whole roasted chicken, and it's a complete meal. For this recipe, head over to the newspaper's website. I'm Shereen with Cook This. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week.